Now granted, when you use this stuff, it's $35 for 100 feet. And so if you can get by with the craft paper that I use, it's the resin paper, the red, that's like 250 feet or 300 feet. I forget how long it is, 250 feet or so, maybe 300, and that's like $13. Okay, it's the same width as this and everything. It's just kind of a reddish color. And I use that stuff for all kinds of stuff. Like if I was going to paint in here, I showed you before, I would just take that and slide it along to protect the floor as I'm painting the wall or painting baseboard or, you know, whatever it is you're doing. Okay, so you've got the choice now. You can use your craft paper or you can use this stuff. And one more thing, speaking about protecting floors, let's say you're going to be doing something and you want to protect your carpeted stairs. Let's say you're going to show your house, you just put new carpet in and you want to protect your stairs, or you're doing something upstairs, remodeling in the back room, and you want to protect your carpet. This stuff might not be the stuff to use, especially if you have carpet with pad. And the craft paper, you don't want to use that either because it's too flimsy. They have some stuff at the store nowadays, the Home Depot does at least, and it's about this tall and it's clear plastic, but it's got a sticky film on the back side of it. You roll that out on your carpet and it sticks right down to your carpet. And depending, you'd have to read the directions on there, but depending, you might be able to leave that on the carpet for maybe, I don't know, a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks or more before pulling it up. If you wait too long, you might pull it up and your carpet might have that sticky resin stuff on top of your carpet. Then you may have to clean your carpets, but I don't know. They use that stuff for remodeling quite often. I saw some guys, they had to go upstairs in a house for a friend of mine and they were installing some new sliding glass doors. So they were only there for a couple days and they used that stuff on the floor and then they pulled it up when they got done. It worked really good. And you know, years ago, they didn't used to have that stuff at the Home Depot or Lowe's, but nowadays they do. It's kind of pricey, but take a look at that too. That might just help you out. Well, that's better. I slid that out of the way, put the cardboard stuff down, taped it down, slid it back, and it should be fine. I'm gonna leave it there the entire time that I take out the countertops and clean up and all that kind of stuff. And after they put the new counters in and they get all done with that, then I can slide that back over there. Okay, you see how I did the plastic above on the upper cabinets? I ended up running the masking tape on the top of the soffit just in case the paint happens to peel off after a few days. But this masking tape, it should be fine. This paint has been on here for a few months now, and it's an eggshell finish, so it should come off of there pretty easy. But if any little bits of flakes come off, and if I choose not to touch it up, it's going to be on top of that soffit. Plus, this way, it's on top of the soffit, and there's plenty of room there just in case we need to get something out of the cabinet. I only tacked it in a couple spots with masking tape. See, like right there, and another piece, right in there, and there's a piece. If I take that one little piece of masking tape off, the plastic will come out straight down from here, because see, the soffit is about a foot away from the cabinets, and then it runs straight down. We can get underneath there, open the door if we need to. Okay, and I'm going to end up putting plastic around the face of this, and you know, I could put craft paper. It's a little bit thicker than the plastic. I'm not going to take big sledgehammers and do all that kind of stuff, and I'm going to be as careful as I can when I pull it off. I got plenty of days to mess around with this and monkey around with it, so I don't think I'm going to get many bits flying through the plastic. I can monitor that. And then if I chose to put some craft paper on there, I could do that. And then I've got to remember when I pull this up, there's a piece of plywood. See here? This is the plywood that's on top of this cabinet, and then they put building paper, and then they put, I believe they put chicken wire. I don't see any chicken wire here, but I think when I rip this concrete up, there's going to be chicken wire down there too. And when I pull all that up, once I pull the get ready to pull the plywood up, I may have to cut the plywood with a sawzall or something, or I don't know exactly how they nailed it. Hopefully they screwed it down, but knowing them, 15 years ago, they probably took a nail gun and nailed it down. And I'm gonna have to dig those nails out, pry this up, or pry the plywood up. When I do that, any dust is gonna fall in these top drawers. Okay, so in the morning, I told Mommy, I says, we're gonna have to clean those out. Anything on the top drawer, we'll take that out. I'll pull this little thing up. We don't have much in here yet, but I may want to pull that stuff out, but we'll have to I'm going to have to end up wiping these cabinets down again. I wiped them down one time, but now every single surface I clean with Simple Green, everything in here. Top, bottom, sides, backs, shelving, the shelving back there at the top of the shelving, the bottom of the shelving, the back side of these doors, the front side of these doors, the face frame, the cabinet face frame, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna have to do it again once I get all this stuff out of here. So yes, I'm gonna have to clean all this stuff out from underneath the sink too when I get ready to do that. But remember, I'm doing the sink last, and I'll right before I take the plywood up, probably. Then I can do that. That way we can use the sink for the next few days and stuff. And see, along where this cardboard is on the floor, straight up, I'm going to run a line of blue masking tape, and I'm going to use the blue because that's still going to stick strong enough to hold the plastic up, I think, and it can stay up there longer than regular masking tape and not leave a residue. But granted, today's Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday. I got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll probably be done by Friday is my guess. And as soon as I get all the mess all cleaned up and all vacuumed, the floor swept up and vacuumed them and all that kind of stuff, then I can take the plastic down, right? And I don't want to have the masking tape up there any longer than I have to. I'll show you what the masking tape and the plastic's going to look like tomorrow, but it's already 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4:30, whatever. And I figure one less night of having the masking tape up there is probably a good thing. So the first thing tomorrow is I'll run the blue masking tape. Boom, shaka boom, shaka boom. And then the plastic's going to go across, and then it's over here. I'm going to keep it about 4 feet off of theirs over in here, and then I'm going to run it straight over to that line right there, straight up, and probably tape it on the side of that wall right there. Okay, and then I'll slit the plastic will be up here. I'll probably put a slit in it from just high enough, maybe 6 feet tall and down to about a foot off the ground, let's say 1.5 feet off the ground. Then I can step through that slit and do all my work. And then I'm gonna have another piece of plastic. I'm gonna have another piece of plastic probably from here to there, 6 inches away from the other plastic, and I'm gonna just have it draped down. So it'll be kind of like a door. And then that's not gonna be taped down to the ground, I don't think. Then I can just pull that out of the way, step through there, and then it will drape down to the floor, and that'll keep the dust coming out of this slit. Do you see what I'm saying? And I was thinking, how am I going to do that? I mean, I could have done it a different way. I could have ran one piece of plastic and stopped it, maybe there, from left to right, stop it to about there, and then do another piece from here, and then stop it over to here, so that the plastic overlaps by a couple feet both directions, and then I can walk through that. Boom, boom. You know. So however you want to do that. I got plenty of plastic. 400 feet, man. And like I was telling you before, I didn't need 400 feet. But by the time I got the thicker plastic and had to cut that and all that kind of stuff, I probably would have spent $21, $22 as opposed to $25 for this entire roll. And I'll have all of that plastic left for another project. I'll be able to store that nicely, put it back into the box. You just pull it out of that slot there, and you just grab it here and pull on it. And then to cut it off, you just kind of grab it together like that, and then cut that off with the sheetrock knife, with the putty knife. I've seen painters, they just take their putty knife and 3-inch putty knife or 2-inch putty knife, something like that, and they rip it. But I do it with the sheetrock knife, or you can do it with some scissors even. You know, I'll probably end up using these cutters. Those are for sheet metal. Those things are pretty sharp too. When we got those a while ago, I was kind of poo-pooing there, and I was saying, I'm never going to use those. Why did you get those? I just use my tin snips for everything. And son of a gun, I've used those for quite a few things since she's gotten them. Okay. All right. So enough of that. I think I'm done for the day. Thanks for joining me. And please, check out the rest of this little video series on me putting the plastic up, and then I'll show you how to rip out the tile counters. Everybody needs to learn how to do that, don't they? Especially if you're thinking about tearing yours out, or doing a home remodel, or buying a house to fix it up, and you want to change out those ugly tile counters. I mean, those are gone. You just want to upgrade those with quartz countertops. We're using quartz counters and not granite counters. We've had granite before, but the quartz is going to look nice and clean and bright, and I think that's going to look good when it's done. All right, so keep watching my videos. Hey, like I said, the more you watch, the more you learn.